This is April 11th, day 6 of 365 days of Jung. Yesterday I talked about acceptance and rejection. I'm gonna talk about acceptance and rejection a little bit today from a different viewpoint. Okay, so there's this. The notion is that we have consciousness, and I'm aware of certain things. I'm aware of certain feelings, desires, thoughts, and attitudes that I have. There's some of those thoughts, feelings, attitudes, desires that I'm a little bit aware of and that I'm uncomfortable with. I don't really like them. I push them away. And as Jung's known for saying, whatever you resist, persists. So when I'm pushing this away, of course, it's going to continue to persist. Now there are other attitudes, thoughts, feelings, desires that are completely unknown to me. They are completely buried in the unconscious. My friends might see them because they're a part of me, but they're not a part of me that I'm conscious of. Okay? And so there's this these kind of levels in which I am aware of some of my desires and thoughts, and some I totally accept and I'm okay with. Some I'm aware of, I don't like. Some I'm completely unaware of. And the idea is that if I could become aware of and accept all of it, I would be whole. You could see there's like I'm a house divided, right? I'm split. I'm pushing some things away. So one of the exercises that I do every day is to journal. And journal is a place to rant and rave and say anything. It's unprocessed. It's not for anybody else to see. So I'm going to journal and let myself rant about anything. Now, I like prompts. And today's prompt I want you to think about is, where are you stuck? Okay? Where in your life are you stuck? Something that you want to do, but you can't get yourself to do it. Something you want, but you don't want. There's the famous saying about this is, of course, Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing them end them, it's a question. To die, to sleep, he goes on for there. But we have these ideas in our head that are contradictory. They're a paradox. Let me give you an example. One of my best friends, Court Sutton, wanted to be a writer. And in fact, he wrote a lot, and he did some really good stuff. But in the last 15 years of his life, he struggled terribly with wanting to write, but not writing. And he would often say, you know, if I could just write, I'd be happy. But he couldn't get himself to write. So we talked a lot about that as a paradox. And the paradox was this. He would say, I want to write a novel. But if I'm going to write a novel, I want to write a bestseller. What's the point of writing something that's not a bestseller? Well, I know I can't write a bestseller, so why write? Okay? So of course he's stuck. So the thing you want, because of the requirements of it, the edicts that go along with it, it means we can't possibly have it. So let's look at some more paradoxes. And this is really the prompt for the journaling exercise. Where are you stuck? Okay. So I might be stuck in going public. That's something I've worked on a lot. And I have this great admiration for journalists and writers who are published and people who go out and speak in front of big audiences, because I feel like, wow, they've crossed that barrier. They're not just private, they've gone public. They're out of the closet. And I think that takes a huge amount of courage. So in my own place where I've been stuck is, okay, so I would really like to write a novel. I would really like to write a nonfiction book. I would really like to do what I'm doing now and publish it, have it out there. But a lot of people are going to think I'm an idiot. What if I'm rejected? What if I'm all my people think my novels are just mundane or stupid or pedantic or whatever? Then what'll I be? Then I'm a failure. Okay? So this notion, so I don't do it. That's the whole thing, isn't it? So if I do it, I want to do it perfectly. And since I know I can't do it perfectly, I'm not going to do it. So if I compare myself as a writer to Elizabeth Strout, the author of, Olive Kittredge? Oh my God, what an incredible book. I'll never write. It would be impossible. I cannot write like Olive Kittredge, so why bother? I cannot write like Salinger or Hemingway or, any number of people, John MacDonald. So I can't write like those people, so why bother? But I want to write. So they're both sides are there. So that's where, now that pushes us against this place of unacceptance. Okay? And this is maybe where acceptance rejection comes in. I have to be comfortable with acceptance and comfortable with rejection. That neither one are going to prevent me from going on and doing what it is I want to do. My friend Court also used to talk about, he rode those super fast bikes, and he would go to a track for training, and he said that this trainer would talk about how you couldn't be afraid to fall. Falling had to be completely okay, because if you were afraid to fall, your attention would be on that fear, and it would probably happen. And it would impact the way, even if you didn't fall, it would impact the way you drove the entire time, so you would drive much more conservatively. And so fear was something that you had to get past, okay? So that's kind of another prompt that relates to where are you stuck, is what are you afraid of, right? So I'm afraid of being rejected. I'm afraid people will think I'm an idiot. That I'm not as smart as I would like for people to think I am. Okay? So what do I recommend? What I recommend is this. Start off with just a journaling exercise and journal where are you stuck, and see if you can reduce that where are you stuck to a single statement like, I want to write a book, but if I'm going to write a book, it needs to be a bestseller. I know I can't write a bestseller, so I'm not going to write. Or I want to take my work into the public arena. I want other people to see it. But if other people see it, they'll think it's stupid. And then what happens then? Then I'm a failure. Then my life has no meaning. Okay? So see if you can reduce all of your kind of journaling about being stuck to a single statement. I want this, but if I got this, this would happen. And then let's look at, accepting both sides of that paradox. That's that accepting, being accepted and admired, and being rejected and thought you're stupid or not admired. Okay? So we'll leave it there for now. I think we've covered a lot. This is day 6, signing out.